Hello and welcome back. We're on Kiabagama, finally. We got here last episode, we had a little bit of a fight. I am wondering if I should have brought Pascal. No, not right now at least. Oh hey, an actual animation for the elevator. Well, that's bad. This is bad. All of this is very bad. I don't like it. I don't like this thing. Feels like some sort of trap. Oh, I can interact with these things. Oh, would you look at that? Something here. Curious place. What do we think? Is this progress? Gonna explore up here before I go back down, I think.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust. Duty prevails.
Some goods. Think we will ever find a box of services. We always find goods. That's a joke.
Is there money to be
Not the
made?
best joke I've ever made. Blood mixed with machine oil is barely visible on the floor. Now this seems like one of these little seems like this will hurt.
Always keep your eye on the prize. It's
Oh fuck, it does hurt.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Okay, no, that doesn't work. Fuck, I don't like these little things. You know, one of the things Baldur's Gate got right, Baldur's Gate 3, is that you can enter turn-based mode at any time. What a great little addition.
I will lead us to
Do
fall.
you require an audience?
So I'm gonna try here to, okay.
Help me, Lord Captain! How can one find
Is it
the
even
right
possible
way
to get through
without
without
chaos
getting
around?
hurt?
Stop! There!
I see it. Oh, careful.
Does something trouble you, Lord Captain?
Dark passion.
It is my destiny to traverse the unknown.
Huh.
So shall it be.
Oh, tech use. Fuck me.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
I'm gonna try and get my character through. I don't like these little trap puzzles at all. Nope. I want
Let's
to
not
select
waste
just me.
time
Thank
with
you.
pleasantries. I always have a backup plan.
Fucking move. Oh shit,
Keep your
shit.
wits
This
about
is kind of a bad spot to be. I think I have decent tech use.
Well, what do we have here? Let us not dawdle.
Can I talk to you? A small, heavily augmented man in a filthy tattered robe stands before you. As you approach, he hesitantly looks up at you, eyes filled with horror. Portable inscriber with a keyboard hangs from straps at his front. You can see his detached cerebral cogitator peeking out from under his hood. You have nothing to fear from us. Deus Mechanicus! The tech priest decides to take a better look at you, after which he lets out a ragged breath and manages to subdue his shaking. He heard my prayers. I thought I was alone in a kingdom of madness and depravity. Please save me. Tell us who you are and what happened to you. I am Manufactorum Lex Mechanic Seda 86. I perform the rituals for the machine spirits of Foundry 95. Up until we started going mad, priests devoted to the Omnissiah suddenly started praising the dawn of something or other. Oh no. They stopped the belts, and they desecrated the visages of the sacred machines with unholy symbols. Some of them resisted. The others grabbed them, tied them up, and then they turned their implants to heresy. I saw the madmen, my former tech comrades, deliberately connect to those poor souls to corrupt cogitator. As I watched as they were infected with scrap code. How did you manage to avoid the same fate? I didn't avoid it. They performed the same procedure on me. I felt the touch of the unholy code. I allowed it to control me. I abandoned my sacred post and followed one of the traitors, serving his will and gathering all the data for his blasphemous experiments. I was driven by an unholy impulse coming from the depths of my auxiliary cogitator, where the code had lodged itself. Before I found a way to throw off the compulsion, I witnessed horrifying heresy, the extraction of true flesh and its decomposition on altars, perverse procedures that resulted in heretical abominations. I even accompanied a fallen Magos to the fabricator censor himself and attended the unholy mass he led personally. It was a wicked ritual, full of willful deviations and blatant inaccuracies, all to create an ungodly monster in the name of the final dawn. You didn't act like other priests who were infected with the corruption. The Lex Mechanic gestures at the wires and connectors spilling out from under his hood. Praise the gifts of the Omnissiah, I managed to disconnect my external cogitator, which I used for primary data processing. The machine is corrupted. The scrap code is locked inside it, like a beast in a cage. But anyone who tries to look inside will fall victim to the heretical program. My primitive brain has been marked by corruption. I still see the silhouettes, hear the inference. I sense the malfunctions in my augmetics, but I was still saved from the great sacrifice. Oh, blessed are the workings of the Omnissiah and his benediction that shelters the weak from evil. Heinrich tenses ever so slightly at the Lex Mechanic's words, despite being quite far away from him. You see his hand casually stray to the handle of his weapon, but the interrogator is in no hurry to act. You mentioned a monster. Some kind of weapon? No, not those constructs that are melted down in furnaces and sent into the depths of the Manufactorum. It is some kind of resemblance of a cogitator, a nightmarish parody of a sacred machine powered not by the Omnissiah's grace, but by the unholy spirit and life force of the unfortunates imprisoned on the lower level. I don't know much, except that the fabricator censor saw the machine as special. It was special to him and to the crazies who defiled the Omnissiah's abode with their obscene blasphemy. For the final ritual, he even called upon one of the Astartes heretics, oh no, who arrived at the Manufactorum after the start of the uprisings. He did something terrible, and only after that were they able to switch the machine on. It is true abomination. Even standing near it is unbearable. I believe that even those who have been deprived of the Omnissiah's grace still feel its influence on them. Its monstrous power utilized for unholy computations and chaotic calculations. Whatever that cogitator might spew out at the end of its cycle, no righteous soul should accept its heinous offering. How did your crazed comrades behave? Like the grace of the Omnissiah had left them entirely, replacing free thought and progress with blackest corruption. I witnessed them desecrating structures blessed by the fabricator censor himself. Though what do the blessings of that rotten traitor count for now? Like men possessed, they set upon the sacred instruments and assembled shells and nodes that didn't match any diagram or blueprint I'd ever seen. Sacrilege! You mentioned someone imprisoned on the lower levels. The lay servants of the main units, they live in isolated segments under the sacred machine halls. I heard they were locked in there after the takeover. Then my crazed brethren changed the system for disposing of slag waste and covered the machines in cursed symbols. The Lex mechanic hesitates. After they started the cogitator, they dragged the survivors out of the segments under the machine halls. Well, what the survivors had turned to. You demonstrate exceptional powers of observation and recall for someone who just happened to survive. I'm a Lex mechanic. Gathering data is the purpose of my existence. That's even what they used me for. He trails off, belatedly understanding the subtext of the interrogator's word. They used me against my will. The scrap code turns everyone into their slave. Before I read myself for the cogitator, I was forced to serve alongside those who perpetrated these atrocities and witnessed their obscenities. Heinrichs, what do you make of it? The interrogator tilts his head. Servant of the Omnis Sire, I must know more. About the final dawn, the fabricated sensor, his masts, and about this machine as well. I could give you the coordinates, but... The Lex mechanic drops his head. Even though I was present for many blasphemies committed by those heretics, all the details that were captured and processed by my true flesh are in the augmetic that was corrupted by the scrap code. I am convinced that if I hadn't fought off that foreign compulsion in time, I would have been doomed. The corruption would have spread to my biological cogitator as well. Your brain? The Lex mechanic taps a finger on the device hanging from his ear on several wires. I swear that no devout tech priest should come into contact with what's hidden in that one sacred device. Heinrich's expression shifts as he stares intently at the disconnected implant and the still intact connectors protruding from under the Lex mechanic's collar. The corner of his mouth twitches involuntarily. I don't like that. Heinrichs, what are you thinking? Heinrichs does not speak for several seconds, gritting his teeth. Then in a meditative tone, as though he is musing aloud, he addresses the Lex mechanic. There may be a way to retrieve the cogitator's contents via another device. Lex mechanic shakes his head in reproach. Even the very idea of exposing a holy machine to the scrap code wasn't profane in itself. My augmetics are not universally compatible. They cannot be connected to another machine spirit. They were created to interact within the system of my true flesh, to innovate my compulsor unit and output data via the inscriber. Once I am safe, I swear that I will immediately perform a cleansing rite and destroy. In other words, there is only one way to extract the data stored in the cogitator. He's talking about hooking the guy. Let me ask him. What are you talking about? If we connect the cogitator to the augmetic system, the Lex mechanic will serve as a conduit for transmitting the data. We will learn the details, even if they are incomplete, of the things he saw and heard, but is now unable to recall. The Lex mechanic, who has been listening to your discussion in puzzlement, finally understands what is going to happen to him, and he begins to back away in fear. No, anything but that. I'll die. No, it'll be worse than that. I'll succumb to the corruption. I'm begging you, please. I'd rather be burned as a heretic than have scrap code in my biological cogitator. At these words, Heinrichs pauses for a fraction of a second, almost as if he's reconsidering. Elliot watches the scene unfold with something that can be described as fascination, practically spellbound. How easily you commit your kin to a demise worse than death. Yeah, I don't... It's funny that the dogmatic choice is to connect him. I would have thought dogmatic would be like, no way in hell we're hooking up chaos code to anything else. Heinrichs, stop. The leaders of the cult would never discuss anything of importance in front of a witness. It's not even that, just we don't fucking wanna hook up the scrap code to another cogitator. Leave the poor man alone. We need to know where the cogitator is. Even if the heretics' conversations are unimportant, I must know why the machine was so valuable to them. I'll tell you. The Lex mechanic rummages in his ragged clothes until he produces a scrap of parchment. A different dogmatic is responsible for my muscle memory. It has a data storage too. I remember where I walked, and I pressed with my fingers. Here are the coordinates and the code. It's probably the code to the bay. He scratches out the numbers with his fingernail and passes the parchment to Hendrix. All the way over there. Good job. Hendrix's eyes bore into the smaller man's. At last, having reached some conclusion, he turns to you. He is a subject of your world, Jane. It is for you to decide his fate. Oh man. Do we believe that he can be fixed? Fuck. He will be taken to my ship. After the cleansing rites, a place will be found for him there. I don't like that, but it will have to do. The Lex mechanic is given the shuttle coordinates and hurries away. Heinrich watches him go, then looks at you. Excessive kindness, Jane, gets good people into trouble. Let's hope that the corruption only affected the disconnected dogmatics and not his soul. Come on. We need to find this cogitator. Okay, I'm saving after that. I'm not sure how to get out of this place I find myself in, but I'll have to make do. Oh, a coin toss, eh?
Just as I planned.
Oh, good. Interesting. Come on, you can't put on these gloves. Fine. What about you? Oh man. No. What gloves do you have? You can take them. Maybe you'll be a better shot then, at least.
Fate and fortune favor the bold. I always keep my options open.
Are we missing anything? Gonna have to go around to... Oh. Oh, that's bad. No. When did my entire party get selected? Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Says the Iron Sheik. I just want to move my character around, please.
I have a nose for profit.
Just me, and I'm gonna have to make this coin toss again.
I'll learn from this mistake. I always get the job done.
Was it after messing around with the equipment?
Let's not waste time with pleasantries.
Don't know. You go here?
Always keep
No.
your eye on prize.
Can't go here though. Will this hurt? Evidently not. Athletics 40. We can give it a try.
I won't let it define me.
Dare you?
Huh. Oh, could I have gotten up here as well? Oh.
Is there money to be made?
I don't appear to be hurt, so that seems to have worked out fine. And this appears to be some sort of loop that we're gonna go around. Give me. I gotta be saving, so we don't end up fucked at some point or another. Screen of this cogitator shows scrolling line of repeating technolinguas. Staring at the obscure symbols gives you a headache. Why did you emphasize the word I that way? 16 universal laws, the warnings. A tome containing warnings of the Omnissiah, this set of unshakable tenets of the Adeptus Mechanicus, is hidden from the eyes of the layman with a special binary cipher. Only an anointed tech priest can divine the sacred knowledge from this folio. Fair enough. A door. Oh! I meant to press M, but I accidentally hit N. And this gives me my fucking formation. And I can fucking, in detail, fix it. God damn. I've been wondering about this. What do we do then? How about we do something like that? No! Fuck, not reset. God damn it. I saw a button at the bottom and I just pressed it. Because buttons. Oh shit. Oh no. What the fuck? Was I like a pixel off from starting this? Oh god, that's the fabricator sensor? The massive Magos, clad in ritual garb, lets out a binaric trill and turns to you. From beneath the deep hood of his mantle, two dimly lit eye implants gaze at you. Maybe it's good we didn't bring Pascal so he doesn't have to hear the tech heresy and potentially get corrupted. From beneath the deep hood of his mantle, two dimly lit eye, I read that. You hear another binaric tirade, this time clearly addressed at you. Should we pick a fight? What's the matter, little tin comrade? Implants on the blank? Forgotten how to speak properly? You dare address me in the vile tongue of savages, me, the steward of Kiava Gamma, lord of the machine world? Kneel, pathetic spawn, if you seek swift disposal. Kiava Gamma belongs to House von Valancius, with whose scion you have the honor of speaking. You are one of the troglodytes who once had the gall to oppress my comrades and resist my will. A messenger from the barbarian who drank the sacred unguents bestowed upon her through others' toil. Very well then, your appearance is the perfect opportunity to teach your ilk a lesson. My name is Cubis Delphim. I once held the title of Fabricator Censor of the Kiava Gamma Manufactorum. But I rejected it, along with the other fetters that hindered progress. Once my faith was flawed and led naive fools from the cult mechanicus into darkness of ignorance. Now I am this world's master, and serve the true gods. You tread upon their territory, and you do not number among their legion's servants. Therefore, you must be subject to immediate disposal. What did you do to the governor of Kiava? Let me... I don't know how many of these I will be allowed to say. So you traded one master for another. I would have expected a fabricator sensor to be smarter than that. The fabricator sensor's vox lets out a piercing, barely audible sound that makes your insides shudder. I will rip out your spinal column and braid it around my staff, you arrogant creature. What did you do to the governor of Kiava Gamma? Is he alive? The removal of unserviceable artifacts was the first step toward retooling this world. Only my tech comrades heeded the call of truth that reached into the cogitators and allowed them to pierce the veil of empty dogmas. I have seen what you have done to this world and its poor people. I will not allow it to continue. You may be driven by your will to fight, but know this. Kiava Gamma has already been converted. Its lines have been reconstructed. Its servants have already tasted the fruits of progress. It's in the crucibles of this manufactorum. Torrid liquid metals will be used to forge vessels for sacred spirits. The adepts are already tirelessly delving deeper into the new mysteries that were once barred by false tenants. You, servants of fake gods, are too late. The entire might of this world will soon rise up against the anathema and his slaves. I don't know if we've talked about that, but the anathema is a chaos term for the Emperor. So many open admissions of heresy in so few sentences. Sister, how many death sentences would you lay his words warrant? Would you say... Fuck. How many death sentences would you say his words warrant? I cannot answer that, Master Van Kalox. It is not my duty to measure the guilt of heretics. When the Adeptus Sororitas appear before the enemies of the Imperium, it is time to fire, not count. And now is one of those times. Should we, we got Heinrichs here and Argenta. Let's be a little bit like that. In the name of the Golden Throne, I will stop you and those who follow you. You assume too much, thus rendering your conclusion invalid. Comrades, purge the Manufactorum and of any random variables. I must prepare for the culmination of our great work. He's gonna fucking leave. What a hoe. Are we going into combat sequence or not? I wonder. Seal the path from the impious. Okay, not immediately, mind you. Saving? Autosave? Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
There's a little gang. Corrupted Skitarii. Just remember something real quick. You could do with, I don't know, something. You're not capable of using med packs. Sure, blinding. Maybe, I mean, sure. I'm really bad at using these. I can't promise I will use them, even though I equip them. You can grab one of those. Should we? You can grab one of these nice medkits. That's fine.
I always have a backup plan.
What's this door lead to, I wonder?
My warp site reveals something.
Trap.
Let us not dawdle.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
The Emperor favors me today.
The Emperor. Can I do something with this? I wonder. I keep quick saving a lot, but don't worry, it's fine. As you approach the cogitator, you notice a number of deep scratches left by huge claws on its metal surfaces. Despite the apparent damage, the machine seems to be in working condition. View the log. Log contains nothing of interest. The maintenance ritual schedule for the sacred machine that moves the bridge, an activation log, and a few notes of a religious nature entered by tech priest. Can activate the thing. Machine dawdles as if still drowsy, but nevertheless performing its assigned function. Very well. Step away.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Ah, no path forward. Oh well. Oh, maybe a path forward, actually. Screen of this cogitator shows a scrolling line of repeating technolingo. You've seen that exact description for something else?
Never doubt me.
That was a problem for you.
I don't know if it's a good idea to go this way. If it's an advantageous position. Oh, hey. Melta Ultima. 75% armor penetration. Say, Heinrichs, didn't you have... Heinrichs. Except... This is two-handed and... I'll keep this in mind. I'll try and keep this in mind. Staff of Blood. Sanctioned or unsanctioned is a biomancy staff. Siphon Life. What does Emperor's Wrath do? Damage. Plus 15 willpower, plus 15 fellowship. Toughness. Well, I guess it's fine. No one else in the crew has. You really need some Melta proficiency. I gotta get that sorted. Maybe. I don't know. Seems like a good idea. Ooh. Ooh, 32. Force access. Success! Dang. Your knowledge of machine spirits is sufficient to trick the system. You gain access to the cogitator system. The device's machine spirit can do nothing to thwart you. Subdued by its defeat, it hides in the depths of its lair. Awaken. You touch the levers on the reels of the control panel and disturb the slumber of the spirits that reside within this cogitator. The machine dawdles, but performs its function, which is... Right? Maybe if we get approached from that way, all of these guys would have activated it all the same. Okay. Very well. Let's go. Oh, I kinda have a plan for you guys. Well, these guys are not very good, actually. I'm gonna make you proud, boys. I'm gonna use my fucking grenades. Is my plan. At least. Got guys. We got one guy over here as well. A little bit of a problem. This guy. But I think you'll do best going up that way. Where did we put Argenta? Here? Must be close. Have her hide out back here. A quick save. You know what? I'm gonna leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger. When we get back next time, we'll start this fight. And presumably win. These guys don't seem that bad. 13 enemies. 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. 11. Where's the rest of them? I will find out. We'll start this battle next time. See you later.